All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to be really taking a deep dive into AI and how it's going to totally shake up Bangladesh's ready-made garment industry.
Yeah, and this is already like a global powerhouse, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we've got a fantastic article from the Daily Star,
Okay.
published January 27th, 2025,
Right.
and it's by Mustafiz Udin.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now that is someone who really knows what's going on.
He's the managing director of Denim Expert Limited,
Wow.
and he founded both the Bangladesh Denim Expo and indeed the Bangladesh Apparel Exchange.
So we're talking to somebody who is in the thick of it.
Oh, yeah. He knows this industry inside and out.
Absolutely.
And he's saying that AI could change everything from, like, literally how the factories run to how we buy clothes.
I mean, the potential is just enormous.
Yeah.
Like you could have AI systems, that could basically optimize everything happening in the factory, like in real time.
Yeah, he talked about using AI for predictive maintenance.
Oh, I love that.
Like the machines can tell you when they're about to break down.
That would be incredible. No more like downtime, unexpected downtime.
Right.
That's huge for costs.
Yeah.
I mean, and for just keeping things moving smoothly.
And then in the article, he talks about quality control, which I thought was super interesting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a huge potential benefit.
He mentioned AI image recognition systems
Yeah.
that could inspect the garments so precisely.
I was thinking about that. Like, you could have a human inspector, and they might miss a tiny little thing,
Right.
a stitch or, a little flaw. But the AI with image recognition, it's going to catch
They
everything.
can catch every little detail.
They could really elevate the perception of garments that are coming from Bangladesh.
Oh, absolutely. And the level of scrutiny that you're talking about
Yeah.
makes me wonder if AI could even, like, identify those little color variations.
Oh, yeah, or pattern variations.
Right.
The things that maybe we wouldn't even notice as a consumer, but that really affect quality.
Right, exactly. Oh, yeah. As AI develops, I don't see why not. The tiniest little flaw, it's going to be able to identify it. That'll boost quality and consistency. Huge.
And then there's the whole supply chain issue.
Oh, don't even get me started. Logistics can be a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. But the article talks about how AI could streamline that whole process.
So you're telling me AI could get rid of my logistical headaches?
Well, maybe not all of them, but it could definitely help. Like imagine AI, suggesting different suppliers if your regular shipment's delayed.
Oh, that would be a lifesaver. So much more proactive,
Right, instead of being reactive all the time.
Totally. And imagine if it could forecast demand. Some manufacturers know exactly how much to produce.
Oh, that's huge. So no more like excess inventory sitting around.
Exactly. And less waste.
Yeah, yeah. Good for the planet, good for the bottom line.
This is a great example of how AI can make things more eco-friendly and profitable.
And speaking of the environment, we've got to talk about how AI can help make fashion more sustainable in general. Oh, I love this part. This is where things get really interesting.
He talks about using AI to reduce waste.
Oh, yeah. I mean, throughout the whole process, right?
Yeah. He specifically mentioned optimizing fabric layouts, like getting the most out of every piece of fabric.
Right. So you're cutting down on waste right from the start.
Yeah, like a super efficient virtual tailor.
But, it's more than just cutting. You can use AI to track energy and water consumption, in the factories and pinpoint exactly where they can improve.
Oh, that's fascinating.
It's almost like having this 24/7 sustainability consultant in your factory.
Yeah. Keeping an eye on everything and making sure you're doing things as sustainably as possible.
And this is going to become even more important as consumers demand more transparency.
Oh, absolutely. People want to know where their clothes are coming from.
Yeah, and how they're made.
And how it impacts the planet.
Exactly. And AI can provide the tools and insights to make that happen.
So Bangladesh could really become a leader in sustainable fashion.
The front runner, yeah. I love that.
Okay, so this is a question that I had.
Okay.
What about how people shop for clothes?
Oh, yeah.
Can AI make that more personalized?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about how AI can help design clothes that people actually want to buy.
Right.
I mean, it can analyze massive amounts of data about, what people are looking for.
So it's not just relying on, like, guesswork anymore.
Yeah. And what about AI-powered shopping platforms that can recommend stuff that you might actually like
Yeah.
based on your style, what you've bought before?
Oh, I love that. Instead of having to scroll through like a zillion options.
Exactly.
That's much better.
More curated, more personalized, boost customer satisfaction.
Absolutely.
And it helps manufacturers, really target the right people.
Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. Talk about worker safety and productivity in the factories. This
Yeah.
is something that AI could really make a difference with.
Oh, absolutely. You could have sensors that are, strategically placed throughout the factory,
Right.
and they're constantly scanning for potential hazards.
So things like gas leaks or structural problems.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or, you could even have wearable AI devices for workers,
Mm.
like smartwatches that could track their heart rate and, if they're showing signs of fatigue.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting.
So you can make sure that they're taking breaks,
Yeah.
and that everybody's working safely and
Right.
efficiently.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you could use that data to, improve safety protocols,
Right.
optimize work schedules,
Yeah.
and create a better, more supportive environment for everyone.
So all of this sounds incredibly promising. Like AI could totally revolutionize the garment industry in Bangladesh, make it more efficient, sustainable, more worker friendly.
It really could. I mean, it has the potential to be absolutely transformative.
But of course, there are challenges that come along with any kind of big technological shift, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah. We got to be realistic about that.
And that's something we'll talk about more in the next part of our deep dive.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to talk about the potential downsides.
Right, exactly. And maybe some of the ethical considerations as well.
Definitely. There's always another side to the coin. Stay tuned for that.
So, welcome back to our deep dive. We're really digging into AI's potential in Bangladesh's garment industry. And I think it's pretty clear AI could bring a lot in terms of efficiency and sustainability inside Bangladesh. But I'm curious, like, what about AI's role in helping Bangladeshi garments compete on a global level?
Yeah, that's a really important point. It's not just about making things better within Bangladesh. It's about how AI can actually help Bangladeshi companies, be leaders in the global market.
Yeah.
And that market is really being driven by technology.
Right. It's almost like stepping onto the world stage and saying, hey, we're not just keeping up, we're setting the pace.
Exactly. By integrating AI, it shows that Bangladeshi manufacturers are serious about quality
Mhm.
and efficiency and innovation, all those things.
So it's almost like this technological seal of approval, showing that they're committed to producing top-notch garments.
Precisely. Think about it from like a global buyer's perspective. They want to partner with companies that are forward-thinking, that can keep up with their demands. AI shows them that Bangladeshi manufacturers are ready to do that.
And that could give them a real edge, right? Especially in a market that's like super crowded and competitive.
Oh, for sure. It's about standing out and showing a real commitment to progress. And that can definitely lead to attracting foreign investment.
Yeah, the article did mention that AI could help bring in foreign investment. Can you talk a little more about that?
Imagine you're a brand. You're looking to invest. And you see that Bangladeshi companies are investing in AI.
Right.
What does that signal to you?
It says, hey, they're serious, they're not afraid of the future, they're investing in growth and innovation.
Exactly. And that's the kind of partner you want, someone who's looking ahead,
Mm-hmm.
to the future of the industry. So yeah, that makes Bangladesh way more attractive for investment, leads to new partnerships and economic growth.
It's amazing how AI can have that kind of ripple effect.
It's not just about machines, it's about creating a whole new way to grow and compete.
Okay, but let's get down to brass tacks here. We've talked about a lot of potential benefits, but there are challenges, right? Like, how can companies, especially smaller ones, actually afford to implement all this AI?
Right. That's a big one. I mean, adopting this technology, it's an investment. And especially for smaller manufacturers, that can be a really big hurdle.
And that's where the need for support comes in, right?
Absolutely. Support from like the government, industry leaders, even international organizations.
Okay, so how does that work?
Well, the article mentioned that the government could offer financial incentives, like subsidies or tax breaks, to make AI more affordable.
So it's about making sure everyone has a chance to benefit.
Right. Leveling the playing field. And then there's the idea of collaboration. Larger companies with more resources could share their knowledge with smaller ones, maybe through mentorship programs or joint ventures.
So everyone can kind of rise together.
Yeah, exactly. Collaboration is key. And then international organizations can offer technical assistance and training, help manufacturers figure out how to actually implement AI.
It sounds like it takes a real team effort.
Absolutely. We all have to recognize that we're in this together. If the RMG sector in Bangladesh is going to succeed, everyone needs a chance to thrive.
And one of the biggest concerns that comes up when we talk about AI is job displacement. What happens to the workers if robots start doing their jobs?
That's a valid concern. But the article really emphasized being proactive, focusing on reskilling and upskilling the workforce.
So it's about preparing people for the jobs of the future.
Exactly. Like, think about training programs that teach people how to operate and maintain AI-powered machinery.
They become the experts, right?
Exactly. They're not pushed aside, they're leading the way. It's about adapting and staying ahead of the curve.
And that requires everyone to be on board, right? The government, schools, companies.
Absolutely. Working together to create programs that meet the needs of the RMG sector as it changes.
So it's about making sure the workforce is ready for AI.
Investing in people and making sure they can succeed. And yeah, that kind of leads us to another important point. There are potential downsides to AI. It's not all roses.
We've got to be honest about that. What are some of the things we need to watch out for?
Well, one of the biggest ones is data privacy. AI systems need a lot of data to work, right? Consumer preferences, production processes, worker behavior, all kinds of stuff.
And how do we make sure that data is used responsibly?
That is the question. It's going to take a lot of work. We need strong data protection laws, and companies have to be transparent about how they use data. And we need to keep having conversations about the ethics of AI.
So it's about finding that balance between innovation and protecting people's privacy.
Exactly. And the government has a big role to play here, setting clear rules and making sure they're enforced. It's about building trust, not just in the industry, but among consumers too.
Trust is key.
And then there's the risk of AI being used for the wrong reasons.
Like, could someone use it for cyber attacks or to spread misinformation?
Yeah, or for things we haven't even thought of yet. AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be misused. So we need to be really careful about cybersecurity and make sure everyone understands how to use AI safely and responsibly.
It's about being proactive, not just reacting after something bad happens.
Exactly. We need to be thinking about these risks now and putting safeguards in place. So AI is developed and used in a way that benefits everyone, that respects our values and our rights.
It's not just about what AI can do, it's about how we use it.
And that brings us to something really interesting, how AI could actually change the nature of work itself, like what kinds of jobs people do.
Oh, wow. Tell me more about that.
Okay, so imagine a future where AI handles all the routine tasks, and that frees up human workers to focus on more creative things, strategy, problem solving.
So it's not just replacing jobs, it's changing them.
Right, and creating new opportunities for people to use their skills and talents. Think about it. AI could assist designers, help managers optimize production, empower workers to do more fulfilling work.
So it's about AI and humans working together.
Yes, complementing each other, using the best of what both can offer.
This is all so fascinating. What's the biggest takeaway for you from all of this?
For me, it's that AI isn't just some tech thing. It has the power to really change the RMG industry in Bangladesh, reshape work, attract investment, boost exports, make it a more dynamic and competitive sector.
And it's up to us to figure out how to navigate those challenges and make the most of the opportunities.
Right, to make sure AI is used for good, to benefit the industry and the people who work in it.
This has been amazing so far. We've talked about so much. But there's one more piece we haven't really dug into yet, and that's how AI could transform sustainability practices.
Oh yeah, that's where we're headed next. We'll be looking at how AI can make fashion more environmentally friendly and socially responsible.
Stay tuned for that. It's going to be a fascinating exploration of how AI could help create a brighter and more sustainable future for fashion. All right, we're back for the last part of our AI deep dive. And we've talked about how AI could boost productivity, attract investment, even change how people work in Bangladesh's garment industry. But now I want to really focus on sustainability.
Yeah, this is where the idea of AI as a force for good, really comes to life. We touched on how AI can help factories use resources more efficiently.
Yeah, like using AI to plan fabric cutting and reduce waste.
Exactly. But it's way more than that. AI can track how much energy and water is being used, and then it can help pinpoint where things can be improved. Even suggest using different materials, ones that are better for the environment.
It's like having a built-in sustainability expert right there in the factory.
Kinda, yeah. And this is only getting more important.
Yeah.
Because brands and customers all over the world, they want more transparency.
Yeah, they want sustainable clothes.
They want to know their clothes are made ethically and that the impact on the environment is as small as possible.
It's not just about how the clothes look. It's about how they make you feel, knowing you're making good choices.
Exactly. And AI can help Bangladesh's garment industry meet those expectations, provide the tools and the data to become a real leader in sustainable fashion.
I remember the article even mentioned AI optimizing dyeing and finishing processes.
Right. Those are some of the worst offenders when it comes to environmental impact.
So much water and chemicals involved.
But AI can help reduce that a lot. And that means cleaner production and, a much later footprint.
It's amazing to think that AI could actually help make Bangladesh's garment industry a model for sustainable fashion for the whole world.
It could. But it's really important to remember, AI isn't magic. It takes real commitment from everybody. The government, industry leaders, tech companies, everyone has to prioritize sustainability and be willing to invest in it.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about a change in mindset.
Absolutely. A new way of thinking about how we make clothes. And that new way of thinking needs to include the well-being of the people making those clothes.
Right, using AI to improve working conditions in the factories.
Exactly. We've already talked about AI-powered sensors that can spot safety hazards and track worker health. But AI can also be used to ensure fair wages, track working hours, and even identify potential labor exploitation issues.
Wow, so it's about creating a safer, more ethical workplace.
Which benefits everybody, right? The workers and the industry as a whole.
It's about building a reputation for doing things the right way.
That really matters to consumers all over the world. Okay, but let's be practical for a second. For somebody like me, the average person who just wants to buy clothes, how will AI and sustainability actually show up when I'm shopping?
That's a great question. Well, you're going to start seeing more and more brands labeling their clothing as sustainable. And it won't just be like a vague claim. It'll be backed up by data and certifications, all thanks to AI's ability to track and analyze information, the whole supply chain.
So no more greenwashing.
Right. You'll have real information about the materials, the manufacturing process, the social and environmental impact. You can make informed choices.
That's fantastic. And remember those AI-powered recommendations we talked about?
Yeah?
Well, those could start factoring in your values, including sustainability.
Oh, interesting. So if I usually buy organic cotton or recycled materials, the AI will pick up on that.
Exactly. It'll show you more options that align with what's important to you. It personalizes the shopping experience and promotes sustainable choices at the same time.
It's like having a personal shopper who's also like a sustainability guru. What else might we see in the future?
Ooh, maybe even new ways to shop. Think about clothing rental platforms, helping cut down on overconsumption and waste.
Oh, right. Instead of buying a new outfit for a wedding or something, you rent one.
That's been carefully curated and cleaned using sustainable practices. Way less clutter.
I love it. And AI can make all of this possible.
It's all about using AI to create a more circular, eco-conscious fashion economy.
We've covered so much in this deep dive. It's amazing how AI has the potential to revolutionize the garment industry in Bangladesh.
More efficient, sustainable, ethical. The potential is huge.
But like we've been saying, it comes with responsibility too. We have to address the ethical concerns, protect data privacy, be proactive about potential job displacement.
It's all about working together. Governments, businesses, tech folks, even us, the shoppers,
We all need to work together to use AI for good.
and to make sure that everyone benefits.
This deep dive has been incredible, exploring all these possibilities of AI. As we move into this exciting new world, we want to leave you with a thought. What role do you want to play in shaping the future of fashion?
How will you use your voice and your choices to help create a more sustainable, fair, and stylish world?
This has been The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.